My name's Patricia McLeod. I have 4 children, quite a variety of friends. I'm a person who has always enjoyed having extramural activities. I've done an awful lot of different things in my time. My friends would say I'm stoic and brave, quite outspoken, good for my age, in my 80s. I had an idea that something was amiss when she said I had a node, and the Macmillan nurses were sitting there next to me. Very chatty Macmillan nurse. I can see how they work it. So they're talking to you all the time, well, gradually getting down the stairs to have your blood test done to move you along, so you don't have time to sit down and think. So I think that was very well done. Annoyed. Not depressed and not scared. Annoyed. That was my first impression of being annoyed. And, all right, let's see what we can do. At that stage, I didn't know it was terminal. I didn't know it was stage 4. But maybe that was the next time that we met up with the oncologist. There were options. I had some radiotherapy, which didn't agree with me. I was offered chemo, which I decided if it's going to give me a few more miserable months, I didn't want. So I opted not to go for it. That is when I was told that, well, it's not treatable at all. Then I asked the oncologist, that was by September, October time, well, how long have I got? At which point he said, well, people don't usually ask me that. I said, well, yeah, so I'm asking. He said, with chemo, maybe 7-8 months. Without chemo, maybe 3 or 4 months, but we're not sure. Well, that 3 or 4 months is already gone. So I remember asking the Macmillan nurse, I said I was surprised. So she said, because most people don't want to know. So in that way, she said, but you're very brave, which I thought, well, I don't know if that's brave or not. I don't know. Is that brave? Or does it really matter? It's just a word. That's what I was. Anyway, that's what I asked, and that's what I got, and I was quite happy with that answer. I've done it so many times with my family and friends, and had to, persuade them that this is what I want to do. Getting them to understand what I want, because certain people would want me to do anything and everything to prolong the length of my life. In my 80th decade, really, my children have had me long enough. It's not like I'm in my 40s or 50s. I got as much information as was possible. It's almost impossible to predict exactly the way that particular cancer is going. So I did feel that I got sufficient information from him, as much as he could possibly let me have. And going forward with the further conversations with nurses and palliative care nurses, they all kind of backed that up, saying it really was very difficult to say, there's no precise day on which this is going to happen. People do use things like passing or gone to a better place. Well, I think it's just all avoidance, really, to pretty it up. And can't blame people. What suits one doesn't suit another. I think they'd be able to process it so much better. Just to say, somebody's dying, this person's dying, that person's died, that person's going to die. To use that word more often. Yeah, I think it would lose its harshness and become part of living. For instance, like I said, well, I'm dying. I'm dying in a few months or a few weeks, I don't know, but it makes a better conversation once you've got through that. All I can say is, for me, is to live in the moment. That's all I can say, and enjoy every little thing that you can enjoy.